Hey guys, as you might be able to tell from the title of this very clickbaity video, this video is an honest review, an honest account, a very raw, blunt video of what to do if you are facing the prospect and the fact right now that you did not make the cut to get into medical school.
I can't get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair with those eyes so bright. They look into my soul and it sparks my life. Can I take you there?
So it's that time of the year where offers have come out. Maybe you're on the wait list, and maybe you got the decline letter. And whatever it is, my heart goes out to you. I have had the waitlist letter and I have had the decline letter. I think the first thing to do is, if you're on the waitlist right now, there's nothing you can do about it. It's out of your control. Definitely call the uni. I know they allowed this in Otago. You could call the admissions office and just ask what place you were in, and they would tell you what place you were in to the nearest, like within the 5. So I was told, for instance, that I was in the top 10, and then later I was told I was in the top 5. If you feel like it is something that might help, go ahead and do it. If you have the decline letter, in some ways you are more lucky than someone who is on the wait list, because now you know that you didn't make it in, and you can start preparing for the new academic year and what you're going to do next. I think it's really important to think to yourself, do I want to stay at uni, first of all? And if you do, if you enjoy the study life, you enjoy the study grind, do you want to stay in the health line? You know, you can do dentistry, physio, med lab sci, pharmacy. There's a whole host of things that you can do that maybe aren't medicine, because medicine is a really tough career choice. Not only is it hard to get into, hard to stick to, it's a lifelong sacrifice. And I really don't say that lightly. Some of the best information I ever heard when I didn't make it into medicine was medicine is really, really hard. And just being faced with the reality, you know, have you ever talked to a GP or a surgeon and just be faced with the reality that you essentially dedicate a large portion of your life to the service of others, and it's a largely thankless job as well, and you don't just clock out after you're done with your shift. You are constantly thinking about those patients, thinking about what you did during the day, whether it was emotional or not. I'm just even talking about the very baseline of medicine, which is, did I give that person the right dosage? Did I give them the right medicine? Did I leave them feeling satisfied after a consultation? Do I think that that patient's going to come back and see me again, or see a doctor again, see anyone in the health system? You play a very pivotal role, and you never leave the job. And so I really recommend actually talking to a doctor or someone that's just finished their medicine degree and just really getting that insight to know what you're getting yourself into. That's really, really important, because I'm not going to say that other jobs have it easier, because there are definitely a lot of other stressful jobs, and all jobs are very, very important. But you've just got to know, can I do such a stressful job? If there are any integral aspects of medicine that you are a little bit iffy about, you're not sure about, I recommend just don't even do it. That might sound crazy, but it's really, really important, because your quality of life in general as a person is a lot more important than what you perceive to be successful. And I'm just saying that because I think a lot of people perceive medicine to be a successful career because you have a title and you get good pay. But I'm just gonna break it to you. You can get a doctor title in other ways. You don't even need to have a title to be well respected in the community. And the pay is not that good for a long, long time. And even when you get the pay, well, are you going to enjoy it? Because majority of the year you're working. And I just want to throw the reality on you like that. definitely you have job security, definitely there's a reason why I went into medicine. You know, there are other reasons aside from the fact that I want to devote my life to the service of others. You have the job security. Money's not going to be a stressor in your life, but I think if you want a life of luxury, medicine is the wrong career. But this video is for those of you who still want to pursue medicine. If medicine is right for you, the idea of a medicine excites you and it fires you up inside. But you need to think about this right now, right this very second, maybe even pause the video, but you need to work out why. Why are you doing medicine? And to say that you like science and you like helping people, that is not enough. That's not a good enough reason, because let me tell you, there are going to be bumps along the way. If you didn't make it into medicine this time and you're trying to enter the post-grad route, there are going to be bumps along the way, and they are big bumps and they're big hurdles, and you need that to work out why, so you've got it in your mind and you never forget on the dark days why you still go after your goal. There's another way you can get in if you still want to pursue medicine, and that is that you complete a degree first and then you apply after a 3-year degree, and 3 years is the minimum. And if your grades are good enough and you have the right application, everything's good enough for what the medical schools want, then you can apply again. That is what I did. I completed a 3-year degree, so my health science first year in Otago all the papers count as your first year of the degree, and then I did 2 more years and I graduated with a Bachelor of Science majoring in physiology. I then applied to Auckland Uni at the end of 2018 and I got into medicine for the 2019 academic year. So now I'm in my 3rd year of medicine, but it's my 5th year at uni, and that is because I got into medicine through postgrad. So it is possible. My next piece of advice for you guys is thinking about why didn't you get in? And it's really hard at this time to be honest with yourself. You have to say, were my grades not good enough? Was my entrance exam not good enough? So for me that was UMAT, but for you guys it will probably be UCAT. It may be GAMSAT if you're in Australia or you applied for an Australian uni. And you need to think about how you're going to put steps in place to rectify what might have went wrong last year and make it right for the future. Just tomorrow you are trying to be better than who you were yesterday. You're competing with yourself. Just think about that. Don't think about all the outside competition. Actually, that really goes for the rest of the 2 years that you might have coming up. You are in competition with yourself. You're just trying to be the best version of yourself. Don't think about all the other people that are trying to get into medicine. Of course, you have to think about them sometimes. You know, it is a competition. It's a numbers game. There's only so many places and you're competing for those places. But if you did health science first year, or you did first year in Auckland, that biomed, then you already know. The other thing, be focused. Like, there's definitely the time to have fun. I encourage you guys to have fun. Do a lot of extracurricular things, get back into your sport, get back into your hobbies, and you know, just start adding things to your CV. It's a really good time to grow up and glow up, but be focused. Be very, very focused, because you can't let your academics fall. Every day, just know, I'm doing this because I'm trying to get into medicine. Like, don't let it consume you. It's a really fine line, but you just need to know, this is why I'm doing it. And it comes back to the why. If you know why you're going after medicine, so something that I did to keep myself focused was I stayed in a residential college for my 3 years of my degree, because I knew that the college I was in, St. Margaret's College, Dunedin, shout out St. Margaret's. It's my home for 3 years and I loved it. More about that later though. I stayed in a residential college for 3 years because I knew it would have extra tutorial support for me through my studies, and I wanted to stay on top of my game. And I had mentors there who really helped me through it, and people that were doing the same thing as me, applying to medicine through postgrad but a year or 2 above me, and I had them as role models and I just wanted to follow them and just do what they did. And honestly, it's really good to find someone that's doing the same thing as you or has done the same thing as you to emulate them, basically. Now, from a more practical side, think about what you're going to do. You can stick to a science degree or just any type of degree you want, really. Anything that you think will get you high grades. And I'm going to say this because getting into medicine is a bit like playing a board game, and getting into medicine is winning. So there are rules to getting into medicine that you have to follow, there are guidelines, and you just do what you can to win. Okay, that's going to sound really brutal, might sound a bit crazy, might sound a bit psychotic, but there are ways to get in. So what you want to do is optimize the papers you're doing so that you are in a good headspace, first of all, and then you're also getting the grades you need to make the cut into medicine. For me, I liked anatomy and physiology, so I knew I wanted to stay in either anatomy or physiology. I wasn't sure which one, so in semester 1 of my second year, I did a 200 level anatomy, a 200 level physiology, and then I did statistics and a multi-language paper. And the reason why I did statistics was because it was an easier paper and I knew I could get A+ in it. And the reason why I did multi-language was because it interested me and I knew it would keep my mind sane. And anatomy and physiology, I reasonably liked them and I wasn't sure which one to major in. So then at the end of that semester, I tailored my semester 2 papers to physiology because I wanted to go and do physiology. I found it the best for me. That's another thing to keep in mind. Just think about what you want to do. If you're not sure, take a little range of papers because you don't have to do a Bachelor of Biomedical Science. I'm here to tell you that because a lot of people think you do. And if you love science but it's not like everything you want to do every single day of your life, you don't have to do it. A really good thing I did was I would meet up with friends and a mentor that I had, and we would talk about current events that were happening every week or every few weeks, and we would talk about them as to how they related to people from a health perspective and also how they related to the health system and how we would potentially solve those problems as health professionals. But I want to say you focus on the events with like a social and human perspective, less of a science perspective. So while it's important to have a basic understanding of what a virus is and medical concepts, that's not really what's important in the interview. That's not what they look for. They're looking for what you're like as a person, and they're also looking for whether you understand the impact that things to do with health have on society and on individuals, because you're treating patients at an individual level but you're hopefully having an effect on people at a community level. As a doctor, you don't want to become an all-rounded person just for the interview. A benefit of becoming an all-rounded person is you become the type of person that the interviewers want in medical school. I'm excuse me. Lastly, it's all about thinking of this as not a failure. I know it's so hard. It took me probably all of second year to come to terms with the fact that I hadn't made it into medicine, and it was okay. And I'm just going to give you that honestly. It's really hard. I felt deterred at some points and just like I just let myself down, and it sucked, and I just, oh man. And you just question yourself, you question your dream and you question your ability. But let me tell you, if you stick to it and through the hard times you just remember why did you want to do medicine, and you let that drive you, you'll be able to make it. And that's it. That is the simple advice. You are able to do it if you just stay focused and you just keep that mindset. Post-grad is definitely possible, and there are a lot of benefits to post-grad entry. You get to make a whole bunch of new friends and new contacts on the way, because you're not in this super pressurized course. You've got a little more leeway to do things that you love and do things that you want to do. But in saying that, it's still really hard. Don't let anyone belittle your degree that you're doing. You know, when you tell people that you're doing a Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Biomedical Science, Bachelor of Arts, don't let anybody belittle what you're doing on your journey to do medicine or your journey to find out if you want to do medicine. Every degree is worthwhile, and this is a journey of life. Don't think about getting into medical school as that was the only good thing you were ever going to do in your life. You know, it's just a little stepping stone in your life. And your life is this big. Medical school is this little aspect of it. I'm just going to leave you with this last piece of advice which I got from a very dear friend of mine and mentor. Post-grad is a marathon. It's not a sprint. First year was a sprint, but post-grad is a marathon, and you need to go the distance. So do whatever you need to do to stay on course for that 42k, because it's no longer 200-meter sprints, baby. This is a big race. This is a big boys race, okay? And to stay the distance, you don't want to sprint and then putter out, okay? That's what post-grad entry is like. If you liked this video and you want to know more maybe about my personal experience, you think I've got some secret tips that might help you, who knows, maybe I do, give it a cheeky like, cheeky thumbs up, maybe even subscribe, and until next time, guys, I will see you later. Thanks so much for watching, team.